How did a peasant girl raise an entire nation? Legend or true hero? Joan of Arc, victim or savior? And what do you think? Is faith stronger than history? You will find answers to all these questions and much more in the next few minutes.
Joan of Arc was born in 1412 in the small village of Domrémy in northeastern France. She was the daughter of a humble peasant family, and her childhood unfolded under the shadow of war. The 100 Years' War with England constantly brought fear and poverty into the lives of peasants, yet Joan was known as a devout and kind girl. Her religious feelings were very strong. From an early age, she showed deep attachment to the church and found peace in prayer. At the age of 13, a life-changing event occurred. She claimed to hear holy voices. These voices came to her as a divine calling sent by God. They charged Joan with the mission of supporting the French king and liberating the land from the invaders. The acceptance of God's mission by a simple peasant girl marked the beginning of a story that would shake all of Europe.
Faith versus sword.
In the early 15th century, France was enduring the harshest stages of the 100 Years' War with England. Large parts of its territory were under the control of the English and their Burgundian allies. King Charles VII had not yet been crowned, and his rule seemed weak. The French people had lost hope, while chaos and division reigned in the country. It was in this environment that Joan appeared, declaring her intention to support the king despite having no military experience. She managed to reach the royal court and proclaimed that she had been chosen by God and carried the mission to save France. Her words and courage were initially met with doubt, but her determination and faith caught the king's attention. Thus, Joan began to transform from a simple peasant girl into a spiritual leader capable of guiding a nation.
Orléans victory.
The Siege of Orléans in 1429 became a decisive moment in France's fate. The city had long endured English attacks, and the French army could not find a way out. At that time, Joan entered the battlefield with her willpower and faith. Wearing armor, she stood in front of the soldiers, inspiring them. Joan united the army not so much with the strength of her sword, but with her faith in God and the desire for national liberation. Under her leadership, the French managed to defend the city and achieved a major victory against the English. This event immediately made Joan known throughout the country as the Maid of Orléans. The victory at Orléans was not only a military turning point, but also a revival of the nation's spirit.
Reims coronation.
After the victory at Orléans, Joan of Arc's influence grew even greater. She declared that France's main goal should be the official coronation of Charles VII. For France, it was vital that the king be accepted before the people as the rightful ruler. Joan convinced Charles to march toward Reims, even though the road was filled with dangers. Under her guidance, the French army advanced to Reims and liberated the city. In July 1429, Charles VII was crowned king in Reims Cathedral. This was one of Joan's greatest achievements. A peasant girl had changed the political destiny of a nation. The coronation ceremony became a symbol of France's rebirth.
Betrayal and captivity.
Although Joan's victories strengthened both the people and the king, the number of her enemies increased. The Burgundians, allies of the English, began to see her as a major threat. In 1430, near the city of Compiègne, Joan was captured during battle. She was immediately handed over to the English, marking a tragic turning point in her fate. To the English, Joan was not just a military enemy, but also a political and religious threat. She was charged with witchcraft, wearing men's clothing, and heresy. In reality, it was nothing more than a staged trial designed to destroy a girl who had become a symbol of France. From that moment, Joan was separated from her people and king, condemned to loneliness.
Legend and legacy.
Joan of Arc's death did not end her story. Instead, it turned her into legend. Over the centuries, people wrote about her, painted her image, and created works inspired by her life. In 1456, 25 years after her death, the church retried her case and declared her innocent. In 1920, the Roman Catholic Church canonized her as a saint. This decision transformed her into not only a French figure, but also a universal symbol of faith and spirit. Today, she is remembered as an emblem of courage, the struggle for freedom, and divine conviction. In France, the Maid of Orléans is honored with statues, monuments, and memorial days. Joan of Arc proved once again that sometimes a simple person can change the destiny of an entire nation. In which country were the world's first floating homes built? Japan, Netherlands, Vietnam, Egypt. Due to much of the Netherlands being below sea level, the concept of floating homes emerged there. These houses were developed both as flood-resistant solutions and eco-friendly living spaces. In modern architecture, this approach is part of smart city strategies. The Netherlands is considered a pioneer in this innovation. What is the phenomenon called where musical notes are perceived as colors? Synesthesia, paranoia, eidetic memory, hypnosis. Synesthesia is a rare neurological condition where one sense is involuntarily linked with another. Some people, for example, perceive musical notes as colors. This phenomenon is often found in artists and composers. It enhances creative perception and expression. Which silent film era female star was also a director? Clara Bow, Mary Pickford, Greta Garbo, Lillian Gish. Mary Pickford was not only a silent film star but also a director and producer. She co-founded United Artists Studio. This was an exceptional achievement for women at the time. Pickford played a major role in shaping Hollywood. Who first proved that radio signals could travel across the sea in the early 20th century? Alexander Popov, Guglielmo Marconi, Nikola Tesla, Thomas Edison. In 1901, Marconi made history by sending the first radio signal across the Atlantic Ocean. This marked the beginning of global wireless communication. His invention laid the foundation for modern telecommunications. Marconi was awarded the Nobel Prize for this achievement. What is ancient Greek philosopher Diogenes most known for? Worshipping the sun, walking naked, living in a barrel, talking to mirrors. Diogenes advocated for a life of simplicity and freedom from material possessions. He famously lived in a barrel for much of his life. This act challenged societal values and norms of his time. His lifestyle became a symbol of Cynic philosophy. Where is the smallest bone in the human body located? In the finger, inside the nose, in the ear, in the ankle. The smallest bone in the human body is the stapes, located in the middle ear. It measures only about 2.5 to 3 millimeters in length. This bone plays a crucial role in transmitting sound vibrations to the auditory nerves. Despite its size, it performs an essential function. Thank you for staying with us. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like our videos, and leave a comment.